There was once a fisherman named Elias who lived in a small village by the sea. From a young age, Elias had shown an extraordinary talent for fishing. While others struggled to catch a few fish, Elias would return with boats full of the freshest, biggest catches. The villagers often watched in awe as Elias prepared his tiny wooden boat each morning. He knew the sea better than anyone, its moods, its hidden dangers, and its secret treasures. It was said that he could smell the direction of the fish and hear the whisper of the waves guiding him. One day, a terrible storm hit the village. The sea roared like a wild beast and no one dared to sail. But the village was running low on food and someone needed to brave the waters. Without hesitation, Elias volunteered. He set out alone, his boat rocking fiercely under the angry sky. Hours passed and the villagers waited, fearing the worst. Then, just as the sun broke through the clouds, they spotted a small figure returning from the horizon. Elias arrived exhausted but smiling, his boat overflowing with fish. The villagers cheered and wept with relief. Thanks to Elias, the village was saved from hunger. From that day on, they called him the Master of the Waves, and his name was spoken with respect and gratitude for generations. After the great storm, Elias became a legend in the village. Young boys and girls would gather around him every evening, begging him to tell stories of the sea. He spoke of giant whales that danced under the moonlight, hidden caves filled with sparkling fish, and islands that no one had ever seen. But Elias always reminded them, the sea is not just about adventure and treasure. It demands respect. It tests your courage, your patience, and your heart. Years went by and Elias grew older. His hands became rougher, his back bent from years of battling the tides. Yet his spirit remained strong. One morning, as the sun painted the sky gold, Elias made a decision. He called the villagers together and said, "It is time for me to teach others what I know." He chose a group of young villagers, teaching them the secret signs of the waves, the language of the winds, and the art of patience. Under his guidance, they became skilled fishermen, ready to face the sea with both bravery and wisdom. Elias spent his final years watching proudly as the new generation sailed into the horizon, carrying his spirit with them. And whenever the winds whispered across the village, people said it was Elias himself still guiding them from beyond. The sea had found its truest master, and the village would never forget him. One evening, long after Elias had passed away, the sea grew unusually calm. The villagers gathered at the shore, sensing something strange in the air. The water shimmered with a silver light under the full moon, and a soft melody floated over the waves, a song none of them had ever heard before. Suddenly, a figure appeared far out at sea. It was a boat, small and wooden, just like Elias's old one. Standing tall at the bow was a man who looked very much like Elias, his white hair glowing like the moon. The villagers watched in silence as the boat sailed closer,